Champion hurdle. Number 1 is Boulder Success, the outsider, whose trainer Alan King took this with Catch It in 2008. Binocular won it in 2010. He's twice been placed, but for all that, he's a bit of an enigma. Cinders and Ashes won last year's Supreme Novices. He's been out of form this time. Donald McCain, his trainers, fielded the last 2 runners-up. And we just heard all about number 4, Countrywide Flame. He's tough, durable, diminutive. A really durable little horse. Grand Duet is the stablemate of Binocular, looking to give Nicky Henderson a 6th win in the race. He's rarely seen. He's only had 1 run in 16 months. Hurricane Fly, a 14-time Grade 1 winner. Hero 2 years ago, below par last year, coming into the race in belting form. Khyber Kim was runner-up to Binocular in 2010, ran a promising race on his comeback. At 11, he'd be jointly the oldest winner of the race ever. Rock on Ruby is the defending champion and bids to set the seal on a fine rookie season for 26-year-old trainer Harry Fry. And you've heard all about Zarkanda from his trainer Paul Nicholls, who's proud as punch of this little trier, who won the Triumph the year before last. Was 5th in this.
He was very impressive all winter. Willie's delighted with him, Ruby's happy with him. A lot of things that I think are in his favour this year that weren't there last year. As Mick said, he looks a better horse this year too, walking around and just looks sharper himself, you know.
Zarkanda was jig-jogging through shot there, Binocular on his toes as well as he often is. Can you tell anything, Mick, from watching the horses circle about who might want to make the running?
No, this is like a poker game. None of these lads is giving anything away.
What do you think might make it, Mick?
I actually think Countrywide Flame will.
Yeah.
He's a Triumph hurdle winner. He looked like he needed every yard of the trip, and I think the boys think the same. Look, everybody seems to have one eye on him because I think he's going to try and slip the field.
Your winner, Mick?
I just love Hurricane Fly. I think if we see the horse the real deal, he'll win.
You think Hurricane
I feel
Fly
the same way, yeah. In both aspects, I think he's good enough to win, you know.
I'm going to stick with last year's champion, Rock on Ruby.
Can Fly for me, 13-8 favourite. Big gamble, late to the off for this Stan James Champion hurdle. Paul Nicholls Zarkanda, 7-2. Last year's winner, Rock on Ruby, 5. 7 Grand Duet and 10 Binocular. Binocular, like Hurricane Fly, bidding to regain his Champion hurdle crown. Perhaps we've underplayed his potential part here, Jim.
Well, you could have done, but if you watch that video that you've just talked us through in Ireland, you find it hard to believe he's going to reverse the placings, Graham, wouldn't you?
I would. And he's had 3 cracks at Hurricane Fly down the years, Jim. He's 0 from 3, and it's 0 from 3 Grand Duet against Zarkanda.
There's a real emotional significance for JP McManus and AP McCoy with Binocular. They're both extremely fond of him, and I think with them, when they're talking about the horse, often the heart rules the head.
He was 4th last year, and I think AP McCoy was watching Ruby Walsh. He had a bullseye on the back of Hurricane Fly. It backfired to a certain extent because Noel Feely on Rock on Ruby in front at this point. He let rip from 2 out. He opened up a break, but no fluke, Jim. He extended that advantage on the run-in, if anything.
No, I agree totally. There was no fluke about this. I mean, we all tried to find reasons why it shouldn't have won, but going through the time and everything, it was a well-run race, and the best horse on the day won.
I do think that both Ruby and AP will be keen not to give any early ground away this time.
Of course, Rock on Ruby has one piece of equipment he didn't have last year, and that is a pair of blinkers. That is a bold, brave, courageous, audacious move from a young trainer only 26 years old. He, of course, supervised his preparation last year, but wasn't officially credited with the win. He will be if Rock on Ruby is to succeed this time. Bold move. If it pays off, he'll be hailed a genius.
New headgear, or replacement headgear, but I think the same game plan. Feely will want to be on the speed. He'll want to let go from approaching 2 out, try not to break, and see if he can last.
Here's a good clue as to which horses are going to be prominent. Nicky Henderson saddles Binocular and Grand Duet. You fancy neither of them will. He is taut.
That's on a day when he's already had a winner. Imagine if he was having a bad day, Jim.
Zarkanda left, Rock on Ruby centre, Countrywide Flame right. They're going to be the ones that are going to be pressing on here. Huge crowd at Cheltenham for day 1 of the 2013 Cheltenham Festival. It's been such a wretched, bitter winter. It feels like we've had to wait forever for this great festival, and indeed we had to wait even longer with the delay of racing today, but finally it's here, and they're smiling in these bitterly cold conditions.
Ireland expects, Nick, there's a strong wind blowing here. Is it going to be a hurricane?
I fancy, and that crowd fancies, or a significant portion thereof, that it might just be.
With Claire Balding, he looks like he's going to be handy along with Rock on Ruby. started calling them in. Okay, lads. Come on! And away they go. And the second big roar of the day sends them on their way in the Stan James champion hurdle and last year's winner, Rock on Ruby, straight into the lead in the blinkers of the first time. And he's setting a good pace. Fears of the slow pace unfounded. Zarkanda into second. Countrywide Flame settles in third. Dennis O'Regan looks happy enough. Grand Douay is a little bit keen in the dark green sleeves. Hurricane Fly in that royal blue jacket on the near side. Ruby Walsh just following him. Boulder Success on the far side of Binocular. Khyber Kim, Cinders and Ashes is towards the centre of the field on the inside as Rock on Ruby takes them along, leading by 2 lengths to Zarkandar in second place. Both these horses, a slow pace would have been against their chances. Third, Countrywide Flame, then Grand Douay, Hurricane Fly. Ruby's got him well in touch in 5th place as they jump flight number 2. Rock on Ruby safely over. From his second, a slightly untidy jump at the back from Khyber Kim. Zarkandar in second place in front of the stands, followed by Countrywide Flame and Grand Douay. Hurricane Fly is 5th, and then back in 6th is Cinders and Ashes, and Jason Maguire is quite low in the saddle on Cinders and Ashes, who's just struggling to keep up. Binocular, then Boulder Success, and 3 or 4 lengths detached is Khyber Kim. To the naked eye, it looks a very strong pace indeed as Rock on Ruby leads them into the back straight from Zarkandar in second place. Countrywide Flame, last year's Triumph winner, is third on the near side of Grand Douay. Then back in 5th place is Hurricane Fly, followed by Binocular, Cinders and Ashes, and Boulder Success, and finally Khyber Kim as they jump the first down the back. Slight mistake from Countrywide Flame. Khyber Kim getting a bit detached as they continue down the back towards the next. Rock on Ruby by 3 parts of a length to Zarkandar. Noel Feely from Darryl Jacob. Countrywide Flame on the near side disputing third with Grand Douay. Ruby Walsh just maybe niggling a little on Hurricane Fly in 5th place. Binocular trying to get a bit closer under AP McCoy at the next. Rock on Ruby very neat, very fluent there. At the back, Cinders and Ashes. Boulder Success is flat to the boards, and Khyber Kim just can't go with them. They head up the hill on the far side of the racecourse and on towards 4 out. And Rock on Ruby has served it up to them from the outset here. Zarkandar and Countrywide Flame are second and third, and then Grand Douay jumping this one. Good jump again from the leader. Down is Grand Douay. Grand Douay has gone. Barry Kerrett is on the ground. Hurricane Fly is left in 4th place as they reach the top of the hill and swinging left-handed. And it's Rock on Ruby from Zarkandar. They've got 2 lengths or so on Countrywide Flame in 3rd place, and then Hurricane Fly, who hasn't travelled all that well all the way. He's in touch though now, and they may stop in the closing stages. Binocular, the 2010 winner, is getting into it under McCoy as they run down the hill towards 3 out. It's Rock on Ruby that leads by a length and a half. Countrywide Flame going up on the inside of Zarkandar. Then Hurricane Fly out wide under Ruby Walsh and Binocular. They race for the final turn. Rock on Ruby bidding to follow up last year's win. Zarkandar, Hurricane Fly, another previous winner, coming down the outside from Countrywide Flame, and then Binocular. And here is the second last in the champion hurdle. Rock on Ruby is joined by Hurricane Fly. Back in third, Zarkandar. Countrywide Flame on the inside. They round the final turn. Rock on Ruby is taken on and passed by Hurricane Fly. Hurricane Fly strikes the front again at Cheltenham from Rock on Ruby. Zarkandar is back in third. Then in 4th is Countrywide Flame, but it's Hurricane Fly who has stretched 3-4 lengths clear of the field, racing to the final flight. Hurricane Fly takes it, a great jump. Countrywide Flame is running on well down the near side of Rock on Ruby, and then Zarkandar up the hill. Hurricane Fly by 2.5 lengths to Rock on Ruby, and Hurricane Fly, the first horse since Comedy of Errors to regain the champion hurdle title. It's Hurricane Fly for Ruby Walsh and Willie Mullins. They win again at Cheltenham. Rock on Ruby, a great effort in second. Then Countrywide Flame as Zarkandar, followed home by Binocular and Khyber Kim, and they are the only ones to finish. Cinders and Ashes has been pulled up, a double for Ruby Walsh and Willie Mullins. The most important result yet though at this meeting, because Hurricane Fly has won his second Stan James champion hurdle. No slow pace, a really truly run race. Rock on Ruby and Noel Feely served it up to them. Hurricane Fly was niggled a little bit at halfway, but come the end, he was the horse that finished it off and got the job done.
He is a tough animal, this, a real beast. He was made to struggle early in the race by the fearsome pace set by Rock on Ruby, who's run exceptionally well in finishing second, but Hurricane Fly, my word, when he gets to it, he grabs every hurdle. He's hungry for success. So is the man on board, Ruby Walsh. They have won back the champion hurdle that they took 2 years ago. Ted Walsh is alongside me, Ruby's father, and that was fun for you to watch and enjoy.
Yeah, he's a gutsy horse. I'd say he was in front plenty soon enough. I'd say when he looks back on it, he might have rerun it again. He hung on a bit longer. But he stays at it. When he got his stick out into his right hand, he went away, he went 2.5 lengths. They're all good horses. I mean, Rock on Ruby ran an absolute cracker. He done everything right. Just a better horse beat him on the day. As Mick said, he looked a better horse today. His preparation was better. Everything about him was just more better today. It was a great performance, and he's a wonderful little horse.
We've heard from the father. Let's hear from the son. Here's Alice with Ruby.
Ruby, another champion hurdle.
Yeah, brilliant.